You're watching the North Carolina Players Show on Fan Media Network. I'd like to welcome back George Lynch, starter on the 1993 North Carolina National Championship team, longtime NBA player. I'm Matt Doherty, former UNC head coach and championship player, 1982 team. Ironically, both of us won championships in New Orleans. Welcome back, George.
Thanks for having me, Coach.
Yes, sir. Carolina beats Syracuse 81-75 in Chapel Hill. The Heels are now 8-4, 3-2. Their 1,000th regular season ACC game, most of any school, and they have 708 wins in ACC play. You and I were a part of probably almost 300 of them, probably 250. I think I had 117 wins during my 4-year career. Do you remember how many wins you had?
No, I never looked at it that way. Hey, wins didn't matter unless I went to the Final Four, won a championship.
Yeah. Well, at that point, I think my senior year, I think we had the most wins of any ACC team over a 4-year period at that time, I think. All right, North Carolina beat Syracuse. Give me your quick takeaways from that game last night.
I think the guards were, well, because there wasn't any pressure, there was a lot of zone play. The guards were able to get into our offense. We were able to get shots. It was funny, the commentators kept saying Carolina's best offense is just to throw it up at the rim and second chance, because we lead the nation in second chance points or highest percentage. And it's kind of one of those games where it can be a confidence booster for the guards, but also kind of misleading because there was no pressure applied to them. But a win is a win. I still think that we got to guard the perimeter better. Leaky Black did a better job in the second half guarding Boeheim. Just hope he can take that initiative more often in more games to come.
Yeah. Well, Brooks and Baycott both had double-doubles. Brooks 16 and 10, Baycott 15 and 12. I thought, and to your point, they play a zone. So the good thing is they play a zone and you're not being pressured up the court. You're not forced to try. They didn't really have to run any plays. So now you're playing more instinctually. You're not thinking as much. I thought RJ Davis may have had one of his better games to date. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, he looked like the Carolina pure point guards that we had in the past on winning teams. He didn't seem to be rattled. He seemed to give the ball up at the right times. Mm-hmm. And, I think that helped our offense tremendously.
Yeah. I thought he did a good job of picking spots, didn't over-penetrate in transition, didn't force as many things. And as a result, we had a team, 18 assists to only 11 turnovers. And he was 1 assist, 0 turnovers, 2 of 6 from the three-point line, 4 of 4. Had a pretty nice stat line with 12 points. Conversely, Caleb Love struggled a little bit. 2 of 10, 1 of 5 from the three-point line, 1 assist, 2 turnovers. Only 20 minutes after being the starting point guard. Any thoughts on Love?
I think it's good that you said it because I watched him and it looks like the point guard position, he's not natural at it.
Yeah.
And, he may be more natural at it too. And, I'm sure coach will look at some of that, now that Davis has gave some quality minutes. But then who do you move down? Walton has played well, has shot the ball well. It's just one of those situations where guys just got to compete for their time.
Did you were with Donald Williams? Were you in the same class as Donald?
No, I was a year ahead of Donald.
Okay, so Donald comes in. So he's a sophomore. Were you a junior or senior when you won the championship?
Senior year.
Senior. So he's a junior, gets the MVP of the Final Four. Did he struggle? Because Caleb reminds me a little bit of Donald, although Donald was one of the best shooters probably Carolina's ever seen. Can you speak to that? Did they try to force Donald to be a point guard?
Yeah. So the story with that, Donald's freshman year, he had Derek Phelps playing in front of him, and Derek was a floor general. So he had Derek playing in front of him. And then he had, of course, Henrik Roder was backing up also, who was wasn't a point guard, but could win ACC games. Mm-hmm. And for Donald to see the floor, it was tough because Hubert Davis was there. And Hubert was one of the best shooters in the ACC and on the team. Also, we had, Dante Calabre. So Coach Smith wanted to play Donald at some one sparingly to get him minutes. And Donald's family did not want, if I remember the story correctly, Donald's family did not want him to play point guard.
Really?
Yeah. So, which I could see because Donald, he was more of a shooter than a ball handler. Although, Coach Smith was real savvy with it because Donald was a great free throw shooter. And he would put the ball in Donald's hands when teams were trying to foul him. Mm-hmm. But not putting him in situations where throughout the big moments of the game, put him in a position where he would turn the ball over and expose his lack of point guard skills. Mm-hmm. And but Donald's family adamantly did not want Donald playing point guard and was going to transfer him if Coach Smith tried to play him at the point.
Wow.
Yeah.
Those are the things you only get on Fan Media Network, folks. I mean, that's the inside scoop right there from George Lynch.
Yes.
Really. He was going to transfer. Imagine if he transferred, he wouldn't have been the MVP. But I also wonder that it didn't hurt his progress and ability to maybe play at the next level because he was a small two guard.
Yes, I think that was the issue. The reason Donald really didn't get a strong consideration at the next level, but because he didn't have enough minutes at the point.
Yeah.
And now, it was going into that year in the early 90s, there was point guards when you go to the league were scorers. They weren't really passers or floor generals.
Right.
And you see the league today, there's really not a point guard in the league except for Chris Paul.
Right.
And so that's what we were going into in Donald. Unfortunately, I think in today's NBA, he might be a superstar because he can shoot the ball so well.
That's right. Timing. That's funny. That's a great insight. You mentioned Boeheim, Buddy Boeheim, 18 points in the first half, was, killing Carolina. Step backs, contested threes, but 0 points, goose egg in the second half. And a lot of that credit goes to Leaky Black, as you mentioned. North Carolina, 14-5 versus Syracuse, and winner of 10 of the last 11. I find that stat pretty amazing considering the success Jim Boeheim's had at Syracuse and how hard it is to play at the Carrier Dome, where they get 30,000, and it's a unique building. Have you ever played in the Carrier Dome against Syracuse?
Yes, played there several times. Once against Syracuse, and then one time we played the NCAA tournament there. Yeah. It was an amazing place. I enjoyed playing in buildings that gave you that outdoor feeling because it took me back to my middle school and high school years playing outside in the park.
Right. Yeah. No, it's amazing. Boeheim, he's been there as a player and a coach for over half his life, I think, and the job he's done there is incredible.
To host a player show or appear as a player on a player show, simply create a profile on Fan Media's iOS app or website. Select your teams and make a short intro video on your phone. Show hosts, reporters, former players, and superfans can use our Get Verified feature and make an intro video as well, and our mobile newsroom staff will reach out.